What's up YouTube, it's B4Flex, and in this video I'm going to go through the cheapest equipment that you can use to train from home. Quick shout out to my two sponsors, my clothing sponsors, so XMARTIAL. Check out their clothing. Their clothing should be in the link in the description box below. I recommend their rash guards, cold, and some cold anime clothing too. Also, if you want a tasty drink, get the EAA Hydrate from Harder Than Last Time supplements from Greg Doucette, okay? So the first thing I do want to say is this is for people who might be too young to go to the gym. You know, let's say you're under 16 and you live in the UK, you're not able to train at the gym, and your parents are willing to invest in you. These are this is the equipment you would want to get in order as well when it comes to cheapest to most expensive. Of course, for whatever reason, you have to train from home, even if maybe there's lockdown restrictions where you're at, or maybe you just can't afford to go to the gym, or you're just a bit nervous to train amongst other people. This is the cheapest equipment, and this is going to be in order as well of what's most important. And then it gets to a point where I will just say go to the gym, because obviously it will just get too expensive. First things first, there is a strength threshold. So it's weird. So basically, if you're at a strength where you can't even do a pull-up, for example, then at that point, I do recommend, if you could go to the gym so that you can, you know, use the lat pull down machine until you're able to do pull-ups. I do want to say also, this is not necessarily calisthenics. This is anything, although obviously training from home tends to be a lot of calisthenics training, body weight training, basically, for those of you who don't know what calisthenics means. But this is for everyone, okay? If you're too weak to do pull-ups, of course you can do resistance bands pull-up, but some people are too weak for even that. So that at that point, I do recommend the gym. If you can't go to the gym, get yourself a really strong resistance band. And I'm gonna do a video to show you guys how you can do pull-ups if you aren't able to with the resistance band, and how to tie it up. It's really simple. I might just do that on a YouTube short or something. So yeah, that's one point. But there are stuff you can do as well, like horizontal pull-ups and stuff like that. And then there's a certain strength level where if you're there, you know, intermediate, rookie, kind of beginner as well, you're set. You can train from home and you'll make like a lot of gains. However, if you get too strong, then you won't be able to make that many gains training from home, because the reps, you know what I mean, it's too many reps at this point. There are ways around it, like doing explosive reps or training unilaterally, but even with those stuff, different progressions of exercises, there tends to be a big gap between different progressions, which would be easier if you could just add weight to them. Also, depending on your goal. So if you're training with the goal of endurance, training from home is ideal. You know what I mean? Not ideal, but it will do you good. If you're trying to build muscle, then yet again, training from home will still do you good. However, if you're training to get stronger, you know, powerlifting and stuff like that, then training from home isn't really the most advantageous. So just so you know. But you can still get stronger training from home. It's just going to be a bit harder because you can't really add the weight for the progressive overload. So first things first, I'm going to go through the zero equipment. Say you genuinely can't afford nothing, you're too young to go to the gym, your parents won't invest in you, whatever reason, right? This is all you need to do to train with no equipment. All right, push-ups, if you can. If not, knee push-ups or horizontal push. Any different variation, diamond, wide grip, staggered, archer, whatever, one-arm push-ups. And then overhead pushing, so pike push-ups, elevated pike push-ups, handstand push-ups using a wall. Back to wall is easier than stomach to wall. So firstly push-ups, and then overhead push-ups, and then do an exercise called, I call it snow angels, some people call it angels and devils, where you basically lay on your stomach and you basically make a snow angel, but like, you know, laying on your stomach. That's a good exercise for your entire upper back and for your lower back as well. And then there's another version, kind of like a pullback, like a lat pull down, but I call it pullback, where you basically, you pretend you're doing a pull-up, but you're just laying on your stomach and you're pulling back, but you really have to focus on that mind-muscle connection with your lats. And that's a really good exercise to hit your lats with no equipment. And super flies, something for your rear delts if you're trying to engage them. Also good for your lower back as well. And there is something else that I used to do, which was just literally contract my lats, because your lats is one of the hardest things to hit without equipment. So I used to literally just flex my lats. That's another thing you can do if you don't have any equipment for training your back. But I would recommend snow angels, pullbacks, and superflies when it comes to the back. And then for the front, I would recommend push-ups and then overhead push-ups, right? Very simple. So that's if you have no equipment. If you now do have equipment, the first piece of equipment I recommend, I don't actually recommend resistance bands. You can use them, but I guess I'm gonna make that like a bonus or an additional thing that you could get, right? An honorable mention. But the first piece of equipment is a pull-up bar, so you can really start training your lats. That costs in the UK 40 to 60 pounds. There's different types of pull-up bars, and if you're in America, that's like $60 to like 70, maybe even $80. You might find it cheaper elsewhere, but I caught mine from Amazon. There's different types of pull-up bars. There's ones that you clip on the door, and there's ones that just push out. Now, the ones that push out, they basically is like Samsung. They just push out, like, you know, both ways. Very, very sturdy. The only downside to them is that they can break your door frame, so I don't actually recommend them. I recommend getting the ones that clip on, but the downside to that is you can't add any weight to it. But yeah, pull-up bars, because you can do regular pull-ups, you know, vertical pull, and you can do horizontal pull-ups to hit your upper back and everything like that. So I definitely recommend a pull-up bar to be the first piece of equipment. And it's kind of just like 2 months of a gym membership, you know, not too expensive. The next piece of equipment is a dip station. Whatever variation of a dip station you can get, I recommend. Only because dips are amazing for triceps and even just shoulders and your chest, man. And eventually when you're able to train handstands, or if you already are, you can do handstand push-ups on a dip station as well, and various other stuff. So I then suggest a dip station. And if you are one of the people who have some weighted plates around, you can eventually put them in a backpack and do some weighted dips or something like that, just so that you can progressively overload it. Because I know some people do have equipment here and there. So yeah, I recommend the dip station. The next piece of equipment that I recommend is a weighted vest. At this point, so the dip station probably costs you the same as the pull-up bar. You know, 50 pounds, around $60, I think, from Amazon yet again. It might be a little bit pricier. The next piece of equipment yet again is a weighted vest. That's to use for the pull-ups and the dips. That's going to cost you like £100 or like $120 for a decent one. I actually got the one I regularly use. I got that from Gravity, and that's pretty decent. So they tend to go up to 20 kilos or 44 pounds, but there's some that go up to even more than that, like 30 kilos or 66 pounds, or around about that. So those are the three main pieces of equipment I recommend getting when it comes to training from home. That's moderately cheap. I think the most expensive is the weighted vest, then maybe the dip bar, and then the pull-up bar. Very, very cheap. From that point on, I recommend just going to the gym. If you can get like a very light set of dumbbells, but they're so light I don't really see a point. Maybe for lateral raises, you know, them 4.5 kilos or 10-pound ones, maybe they're good for your side delts, but I don't really recommend it. I recommend just at that point go to the gym, because if you spend over 200 pounds or $250-ish, at that point I feel like you might as well just go to the gym and get a membership. So, you know, use that equipment, because you don't want to waste too much money unless you want to have a whole home gym set up. Personally, I got a weighted belt, a weight belt, basically, just a belt that you can you know, sling some weight around, just in case you have some weights around your house that you can do pull-ups with or dips with. But be careful with the pull-ups, because you might break the pull-up bar. If you want one that doesn't break a pull-up bar, they have a couple ones, but they're kind of expensive. They go up around like over £100 or like $120, $130. Another thing I do want to say is a very smart thing that I did as a kid was I used to put, so those are the three pieces of equipment, just so you know. But anyway, another thing I used to do as a kid is I used to get my backpack. This one's got weight in it right now. I used to get a backpack and I used to just put heavy stuff in it. So whatever weights I did have in the house, I put it in. I put like clothing to like line it so that it wouldn't hurt. And I just put weights in it, whatever stuff I had in the house, because I didn't have a lot of equipment. So I would use that as a weighted vest, as a pseudo weighted vest. So you can do that. You can also, I guess, if you have a little sibling, I used to do this whenever I was in Ghana on holiday. My little cousin, he's like, at the time he was like 6 years old. I used to get him to sit on my back, and like do stuff like squats and stuff. So I guess you could do that. That's it really. you wanna play around with different rep ranges. If you wanna improve your strength, you wanna do explosive reps. So you can do that with pull-ups, but you want to be cautious, of course. But yeah, explosive reps. But if you're trying to work on just muscles, you want to still kind of fast, but more just focusing on the contraction of the muscle. So doing push-ups, you want to really feel the squeeze at the top of the rep, stuff like that. This just ensures that you get all the work that you want to get done, if that makes any sense. I hope this helps. I hope this helps some of you guys who are looking to buy some equipment but don't have a lot of money, so that you can get the equipment that is necessary and that could help you get gains. So yeah, it's B4Flex, and I'm out.
B4Flex.